Om Shanti. My voice is clear. Okay. So let's start the session. Come into the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight, align. Relax your body. Gently close your eyes. Go into your asana. Observe the alignment. How's your back, your neck, your shoulder? Remain in your posture, in your asana. Now, shift your awareness towards your natural breath, the breath which is going in and coming out. Just observe. Now, take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation, deep, prolonged, slow exhalation. Inhale and exhale for the Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Join your both palm. Rub your palm. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm gently. Open up your eyes with a big smile. Say Om Shanti. So, welcome to the Ayurveda class. Till now, we discussed about why the diseases are formed, how the three dosha go imbalance, it affects your Agni, then malas, then because your excretory system is not working properly, your your body start releasing the ama, and how these procedure affecting Sapta Dhatu and discharge. Now, from today, we talked about the solution. Now, what we can do about it to prevent and to bring our three dosha in the balanced state. So in Ayurveda, Many Rishi Muni, they did the research over. Even Swami Waghbharji did the research over on the Ayurveda and did the experiment that if somehow our Sapta Dhatu is made of the food and we control the procedure, remember the Ras, Rakt, Hamsa, Med, Asti, Majja, and Shukra. These things are made with what? The food. If we control and we, you know, do we have our diet in moderation and we know what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, so most of the problem would be sorted out. Our Saptadhatu would be get the strengthened, get the proper nourishment, and we can stop ourselves to making the ama. So we did the research on these things. Like if we know how to eat, when to eat, what to eat correctly, and we follow a little bit, we make it a little bit disciplined in this way. I'm not talking about you have to do lots of fasting, like Ashtanga Vinyasa you are learning, right? Vinyasa you are learning. Many posture you have to do so keep to make yourself fit. No, the food play very important role because your body is made of the food. Each and every part is made of the food. The Saptadhatu is made of the food. If you control that part, the food if you're giving to your body system is right, and quantity you know what how much you should consume it, and there's many other rules, so most of the problem would be sorted out. So even the Hatha yogis, they bring the concept of the mithahar. Mithahar today is the topic, and through that we gonna find the cure and we can prevent many diseases. And these rules would be implemented by everyone. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the solution, how we can provide the therapy for the common people, how you can help your students, how you can help yourself. So today is very important day. So let's start, let's begin. I'll write it down the topic for you. Mithahar. So Metta Ahara. Mithahar. Mithahar, the literal meaning of mithahar, mithahar, if you divide into the two parts, there's a literal meaning. Mith means sweet. Ahar means food. Another meaning of myth is moderate. And again, ahar means food. So myth ahar, sweet food or moderate. Or here ahar, we can also write the diet. So write it down. Then I start explaining. let's begin. So, myth ahar, sweet food. Sweet food is like, oh, let's have the pastry, cake. But we have varieties of the Indian sweet food, kheer, jalebi, many barfi, sandesh, so many sweets we are having it. No, the sweets, we are not talking about it. People start eating the sweets, no, when they understand, oh, sweet food, so we have to consume lots of sweet. It doesn't mean that you have to consume lots of sweet. The sweet food basically talking about the procedure of eating, how one should eat. So, question, how one should eat. One person should eat. Even in the philosophy, you learn, I think, about the concept of the food types. You can also a little bit talked about it. But sweet means the very first concept of the mithahar that a person should chew the food properly. Chew the food properly. So how many times? 32 times one has to chew. Modern doctor, 32. Now you have to count. One, two, three, four. You're gonna count. Then how you gonna focus on the chewing the food? You cannot include the counting. No, you cannot count while eating because 32 times you have to chew. So this concept is not implemented. Another concept which you can implement easily, that is chew the food so it become liquid in your mouth, and the absorption of the food is happening from your started from your mouth and even started from your brain. The moment you see the food, you observe it, you get the water in your mouth. That is what the body is preparing to consume the food. So before eating, observe it, smell it, use the other senses. So you get the saliva, and most of the sugar is absorbed in your mouth. And alkaline is there in your mouth, which pacify the acid of the stomach. Right now, alkaline food is very much popular. People are drinking alkaline water, and so expensive, no? Very expensive. People are wasting so much money buying the alkaline food and the water. They don't know alkaline is here in their mouth. You have alkaline in your tongue, in your mouth. If you chew the food properly, food become alkaline. And if you observe it, food taste is also gonna change. It becomes sweet. If you properly chew the food, do this experiment today, okay? Chew the food properly, then it becomes sweet. That sweetness is telling that now sugar breakdown in your mouth, and then you have to gulp it. Your stomach doesn't have the teeth. Teeth is given here. So we eat like that, no? But stomach doesn't have the teeth. Teeth is here. It means nature has given you teeth to chew properly. Chew properly. Have you seen the cow? Dogs, they chew properly. See, we have to learn from the animals. They're properly chewing their food. Chew it properly so it become liquid, and that gonna bring the imbalance of the three dosha. Doesn't matter what kind of disease you are having it, any problem you are having it. First, correct this method. Having your food, properly chew the food. and especially its work on the Vata related problems. Because when you are not chewing the food properly, it create the Vayu in your body. It increase the Vata of the body. Vata go quickly imbalance. And when Vata go imbalance, I talked about it, Pitta and Kapha would be persuaded by the Vata. It's going to affect the Pitta problem as well and the Kapha. So very much important. Chewing the food is so much important. So mithahara, chew the food properly. Second, moderate. Can you hear me? So moderate diet, balanced diet. Second concept is moderate, balanced diet. There we have many rules and regulation for moderation diet. So we talked about how to chew the food properly, which would be implemented. So these things you're gonna implement on yourself first and then teach your students. Second question come in moderation of the diet. Second question comes, which position is for eating? Which position for eating? How to eat? Like you have to chew the food properly. But how? Which position is best for eating? What do you think? Standing, driving the car, walking, inversion, prone, supine, or sitting posture? What do you think? Which position is best for eating? People are except sitting, they're eating in all kind of position in today. I've seen they're walking, they're drinking the coffee, no? It's become very normal. They're having their burger or their sandwiches. Anywhere they're eating. Even toilets, people eat. Even in the toilets, they are eating. I don't know what's gonna tell these things, but it's become so obvious now. Culture is completely changed. People driving the car, they are eating. People even in inversion in the college, they do some kind of back. In inversion, they are drinking the beer or eating. They're trying to eat. Supine, yes, supine is very, even in my family. My mom used to lie down on bed and she has to eat like that. Keep telling her, don't do this. So I have seen all the position they are eating. But how it's affecting your digestion? Because you are creating the imbalance in your body, you are not properly sitting. So your blood flow would not be normally going on, right? When you are eating the food, immediately your blood is required to digest the food. So walking, you cannot eat. Standing, you cannot eat because the blood is going towards busy in doing the other activities. For eating, you have to sit and relax. Whatever you're giving to your system, you have to relax yourself. In any other position, you cannot eat. The best position is sitting. If you're doing the other things, don't eat them. If you're eating, don't do the other things. You have to understand. Do the fasting if you don't have time. But you are affecting your biological system, your anatomical system. Your stomach is affected in the wrong position if you're sitting. So best is sitting posture. And in this best sitting posture, there is a three most important asana. But I'll just explain you the two. So these asana is like one is the Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. You can write it down these asana or Sukhasana. thunderbolt pose or sukhasana. Like Japanese, they are sitting with the folding their legs. You know that asana is best. Even if you cannot sit in the because it's give tremendous pressure to your knee, so you can do one thing. You can sit in the with the cross leg. So with the cross leg, you can sit in the posture and then have your meal. Don't use the table. Why people nowadays are they are sitting, they extending their leg, opening, their belt, and they'll sit like this and they eat. What happened? They are creating more space in the stomach. They have to fill their belly up. Once the belly is full, then they lose their pants, creating more space in the stomach, right? We do this thing. So, what we need to do? Don't use the table and chair. Sit on the ground and go forward. Forward. Plates on the ground, then you have to go down. So you squeeze your stomach. By sitting in this traditional way of eating, if you see many part of the Indian continent, especially in the village side, now cities is completely rotten and spoiled, especially in the village side of the India, people still sitting on the ground and they eating with their hands and bowing down. So they don't have, they're not overeating naturally. Asana is fit. So this is the traditional scientific posture. And with your hands, because Panch Mahabhut is associated with your finger, and you are doing the touch. You're touching the food, and it become very delicious when you touch because you're transferring your energy. Even if you don't understand the energy, but actually you're touching the food. When you touch the food, your senses is awakened. You have certain kind of proper secretion on the enzymes in your bodies going on. The moment you smell, you touch, you taste, you see, you're involving all the senses. At least four senses are involved immediately with the food. It means proper enzymes produced by your body. So this is a perfect way of eating, traditional way. And you have to eat consciously, that's true. Yes. If you're consciously eating, two things never gonna happen. You're not gonna die. Now you see how are we gonna die? Because when you're not consciously eating and you're talking to somebody else, there's a high chance that food particles gonna stuck in your ear. Pipe. People in they're training them. They're training in the school. When somebody's choke, what to do? Because they have the habit of talking while eating. And this is the most dangerous practice. How you die? While eating. It's not good, no? Yes, we're gonna die. But we don't want to die like this. Having our favorite food and we die. No. It's such Hamlich, yes. So it's very much important that you should choose your that no trekking, climbing, or jumping from the mountain. Then you're gonna die. Newspaper gonna if you want to die, choose that this kind of that, but not while eating you die. That doesn't sound good. So at least don't die while eating. It is this thing we can change. So be conscious. Don't talk while eating. enjoy the food. And when you are consciously eating, certain kind of enzymes, proper enzymes are produced. You're consciously eating, absorption of the nourishment, nutrition is started happening. But if you disconnected with the food, absorption, you are eating healthy food. But again, not all the nutrition your body is getting. Why? Then you have to take the supplement. Why? Because you're not consciously aware. So consciously aware. So even if you eat this much, no, this much, the food which is just come into this in your hand, that much even you are eating. You don't require much food. We eat like this, but your stomach is this much. So there's a very tiny space you require to fill it. So whatever come in this, that much you have to eat. But consciously, if you're eating, consumption is less, the energy is very much high. So that kind of concept, this has to be implemented by all the personalities. Doesn't matter which personality you are having, you get confused. Okay, who am I? I'm Vata personality or Kapha one. Doesn't matter at all. This this gonna transform you. This gonna bring the balance in your three dosha. Little, little, little. So sitting position, posture is important. How to chew the food, that is also important. Sitting on the ground, that is also important. Gravity is very much important to digest the food, understand. Sit on the ground, not on the chair. Why? Because more, so gravity of the center is shifted, no? When you are sitting on the above from the gravity, more higher and higher, the gravity is shifted. So people who are traveling in the space, astronauts, what do you think? They eat the pasta, pizza. They cannot digest these things. They're eating the porridge, khichdi. Very simple. They cannot enjoy these things. Very simple food they have to take it because they don't have the gravity which help in their digestion. Gravity is helpful in digestion. So for digestion, you have to be grounded. Sit on the ground. Use your hands, touch all the senses, involve all the senses. Because understand, the whole life you're putting so much hard work to what? For having the food, no? Delicious food you want to enjoy. You travel across the world. What? For what? To enjoy their cultural food. And now you're talking, a little bite we are having. Yeah, food is good. Now start talking. Enjoy each and every bite. Involve all the senses. Take the pleasure. If you don't want it to be yogi, at least become a great yogi. Enjoy. I'm not attaining the moksha. At least I have to enjoy now my life. I don't want to attain moksha, but at least I have to enjoy. I have life. Why you are living? Why you doing hard work? Why you earning? Why so much hard work? For enjoyment, no? So enjoy. Who's stopping you? So be conscious. And food is very much important. I keep telling you, food is most important part of your life. Don't take it lightly. Somebody is disturbing when while you are having the food. They are biggest enemy. They are your biggest enemy. Don't talk to them. Never. Work at them. Because that food make you give you energy, strength. to do whatever you want to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So never ever neglect this part. So posture and eating. And eating rightly. This should be implemented by everybody. And believe me, the moment you change, you can feel it that how the food is changing you, how you become more and more connected to yourself. Now see the transformation. It's become meditation for you. Now you're enjoying. So this is the most important sense. So at least enjoy. So mithahara, eating. Now we talked about it. Next concept. How to eat we discussed. Now I'll write it down. The utensil for cooking. So question is how to cook. So next most important part, how to eat. I talked about it. And how to cook, that is also important. And who is cooking food for you, that is also important. And which utensil you are using for cooking the food, that is also important. Even traditionally, if you see the old traditional way of cooking in all the culture, they use the mud pot, the pot which is made of the clay. Your nanny, your grandpa, your ancestor used to cooking that. And this is the most scientific way of cooking the food because the clay pot and the mud pot preserve, they protect the nutrition of the food 100% if you're using it. So first utensil for cooking is the clay pot. Even on the gas stove now in modern times you get the clay pot which suitable for the fire. And what kind of fire you are using, that is also important. If you see when the food is made with the fire traditional way like wood fire, the food taste is completely different than the stove gas we are using at home. Have you tried it? The pizza which is traditionally made in the wood fire, right? That pizza, same pizza is cooked in the oven, electric oven, the taste is completely different. Or on the gas stove, completely different. The fire is also important, I understand, but at least use the fire, not electricity. Okay. First, wood fire. If you don't get the wood fire at your home, then use the gas which is giving the fire. Flame should be there for cooking. If flame is not available, electric oven electricity is basically dry the food. It soak the water in the food. It's become more dry. And when water is taken by through the cooking procedure, it's not suitable for your body. It becomes tamasic. So three types of food, the category of food which you did in philosophy class. Have you did it? Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Three types of category of the food. Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. That food become tamasic. It's not it that food doesn't give you the nourishment, nutrition to your body. So how you are cooking the food, even you are using the best broccoli, exotic food, vegetables, very expensive vegetables, superfood, but you are not correctly cooking it, that become tamasic. That kills all the it take it out all the prana energy from the food. So very much important procedure of cooking. So clay pot and the flame. Second, if you don't get the clay pot, use the iron utensil. Castic iron is now available in the market. Castic iron you can use or iron you can use. Second, iron utensil. So I'm giving you in ancient time many utensil is available, but nowadays which is available right now, I'm talking about that. Guys, can you hear me? My voice is coming to you? Okay. So very much important that you have to cook on low flame. And Swami Vagbharji explained when you're cooking, the food should become under the contact of the air and the sunlight. It means open lid. You should not be covering the food. Don't use the pressure cooker because pressure cooker create the pressure in the it's completely boycotting the air element and the sunlight. Food should be cooked where you have the air and the sunlight. So kitchen should be have the sunlight and air. And you should not cover your food. Low flame or medium flame is ideal for cooking the food, which protect the nutrition. This is the way of cooking. Then if you don't even get the iron utensil, castic iron, then neutral utensil you can use, that is stainless steel. Is not that much good, but still okay. For storing the food, you can use clay pot or the glass pot or crockery. Today, Chinese crockery, you also can utilize it. But understand, food storage is not, you know, it's not good. Food which you prepared freshly you make and immediately you should have it. Don't store into the fridge and for longer period of time. If you want to have the stored food, minimum 3 hours or maximum 3 hours. Maximum 3 hours, not minimum. Maximum 3 hours you have to finish. After that, the food gonna change. The bacteria start growing in, and you cannot heat and more you provide reheat the food, it's gonna lose the nutrition value. So freshly cooked and freshly had. Whenever you feel hungry, immediately cooked and have it. Best way. Don't use aluminium, non-stick ware, other cooking ware. These are the toxin, adding the toxin in your body, like a non-stick ware adding the telephone, which is giving the infection to your liver, kidneys, aluminium, cancer, tuberculosis. Slowly and gradually, it's become poison to your body. So what kind of metal you are using for cooking the food and storing the food, that is also important. So be consciously, throw all the utensil out. These are the, invest your money instead of doing the health insurance. Invest your money in this. Buy the good utensil at the clay pot or the casting iron, the good material you have to use for cooking, because the matter is infused in the food. It's react with the heat. And believe me, clay pot, when you're cooking the food, taste is different. Casting iron, taste is different, because the metal is react. Your body required the iron, your body required the mud, but body doesn't require the aluminium. And then it's become toxin for your body. So people are using the plastic Tupperware and these things. Stop using it. Don't drink the water from the plastic bottle. So tomorrow we're going to talk about more these things. Let's end the session. Any doubt till here? So let's end the class with the one time Om and Shanti. Keep your back neck straight. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Join your palm, love, palm. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at the palm intensely. Open up your eyes with a smile. Meet you at meditation class. Bye bye.